Hello, hello. Okay, let's see. Um, Let me get my glove on and let's get into the start of this stream. I'm so excited. Okay, so where are we? We do I have concepts open? Yes, I do. Wait, my scene switcher is not on. Scene switcher, do your thing. Automatic, and I turn it on. And now when I hit up concepts, boom, concepts. Oh, we went onto the scene. It's not getting picked up. Let me just point it to the right direction. Where is it? Where? Concepts? Did I somehow delete it from the sources? There's no way, right? One moment. Slight technical difficulty. My oh, there it is. So now I change it to bit and I change it to Windows 10. And I go here and I move it here. And then I turn it to unfull screen and full screen. And there we go. Haha. You see, when I press these funny buttons, it does funny things. And now I'll just clear this, move this to our to like the right size it should be so that it doesn't eat the whole screen. And let's see, let's get it fit just right. And there we go. Wonderful. Nice. Oops, that's not it's supposed to be this. Amazing. Wonderful. Okay, so let's get into this. When we last left this off, right? We had what is this? When we last left this off, we had just we went through what we want to do in terms of pixel art. With any plan, we need to have what we want, what we have to do to get to where we want, and we eventually become the thing. We know that there's two different pathways for any type of art that people tend to take, which is to have either a focus on the background, I mean, on making backgrounds, or a focus on making characters. And I don't know what kind I am, so we are going to be filling that after the game. Now, in order to actually, learn, I'm gonna have to play the game, right? To learn what type of person I am. And so the goal is we play the game, we assess what we align with, and then we make a routine based off of that. And from what we did in our paper for learning how to learn, any type of routine requires some form of information intake and some form of releasing information, pulling it out of long term memory. We learned a bunch of different tools, right? For learning, for doing pixel art, where we have a pencil, eraser, fill tool, the eyedropper. There's a line tool with a pencil. There's different shapes we can make, squares, circles. And here are some of the learnings that were given by the course, where a lot of it, like, we learned sometimes that we can fill an entire area and then start carving out the corners, and that could be faster to make, just like, just huge chunks of um squares and stuff, and just whatever, filling stuff. We learned about jaggies and how jaggies are, um whenever we have sudden turns in drawings, and like things that are ruining a curve, right? Now, um something like this, where a corner is completely sharp, doesn't count as a jaggy because it's not trying to be a curve, right? But when we look over here, right, and we see um sudden, okay, so this one's a bit odd because over here jaggies should be like anything that's like a double over here is unwanted in a curve. So that's being counted as a jaggy here for some reason. This diagram's confusing me a little. But over here, this kind of expresses what I'm saying, right? Anytime we have anything curving, right, we want to either have something that's a decreasing gradient over and over or an increasing gradient. And over here, when we're looking at this, we just have this slowly increasing gradient break. All of a sudden, this decreases. And then it continues increasing. And same thing here. We have a slowly decreasing gradient, and then all of a sudden, this increases. And then we have it continuing to decrease. And the way we can fix that is sometimes is by just like, if we move this up, right, we're going to then have a very smooth decreasing gradient. So that is what jaggies are. And doubles, that showed us what doubles are. Like they showed us what doubles are. We got to see how the line algorithm that we use for making these lines with our shift tool is typically Bresenham's line algorithm, and it tends to not create even diagonals since it tries to make the starting and ending segments shorter. And sometimes you have to manually clean up the lines. And what else? Alternating lines. This is like this there's three types of lines that we see. There's even lines, which are always the same size over and over. There's uneven, like these clumps of pixels. Uneven, alternating, which are different values, but they keep repeating that pattern. And uneven, broken, which don't repeat a pattern. And generally, when we have alternating or uneven lines, right? I mean, uneven lines of either form, we generally want them to be longer because that makes them not as well, not broken ones, only the alternating ones. If they're longer, they're less noticeable. So that's nice. We went through a manual study of like, okay, I fill hypotheses with anything that I feel I learned, which may not necessarily be rooted in fact. And so what I learned, I mean, sometimes it's very pretty obvious to an artist that if I remove the edge off of something, it'll become less edgy and more smooth. And so when I noticed that in this square, when I moved this one tile down, right, I took these corners and I rounded it a bit, the shape became rounder. And I could actually follow these like an algorithm to essentially keep softening something by demoting its sharp bits. And that's interesting. I really love this detail from the Pac-Man cherry sprite, where in order to keep a very low amount of colors, they use the negative spaces to imply shadow, to imply this overlap. We looked at Owlboy, and I hope that's his name, and we looked at how we created an algorithm in our brains for how light could spread here, and how direct light ends up becoming really bright. Anything that loops around the corners becomes darker, and anything that's way off the path of the light eventually ends up fading. And anything that's right behind a source of shadow also ends up inheriting some of that shadow, hence becoming darker. So this was our algorithm to try and figure out this like anti-aliasing style blending that they did over here for the light. And yeah, and we had an example here of how dark outlines for something in a light background really made it look nicer. Again, a hypothesis. This is something that we can build on and test on. We have a bunch of growth points on stuff that I thought that might be more ooh, this is incomplete. What was I querying here? The line art sections feel like a bit okay. This was supposed to be a a bit of difficulty spike. Let me write this down here. Difficulty spike. Wonderful. Okay, so so the line art sections felt like a bit of a difficulty spike, and so what were our intentions with that section, right? Because my thought is that intentions. My thought is if we have a section that's that detailed, right? We should probably, I don't know, do more in terms of teaching people how to get to that line art section, because a lot of the stuff we're doing, while it's very empowering at first to make something that's like based off of that kind of complicated line art, it'll make a person really think that like, how do I even get here, right? So I personally, as a student, of course I might be speaking from naivety here, but I feel that while I really enjoyed making stuff out of line art, if I was told to even take a simple project, I don't feel empowered enough to ever attempt making line art for something like that, because I don't know how I should go about learning it to actually get to the point where I feel like line art would help me. And I also feel like because I didn't learn it from this, I will likely have a point where I'll reinvent the wheel and actually learn like to do line art through another means, only to later go, oh wow, I understand now why this course was trying to teach me this. But in an ideal scenario, I would imagine that this would make me like this should empower me to be able to make line art, or even start very basic on starting to make line art. But for me, a beginner artist with no skill, it had missed the mark for that learning, which is okay. But I need to know whether that was like intentional or not. Um or slash outcomes in that section. Okay. That's why it's a query, right? It's not a growth point like a lot of these, because maybe it was never the point for that to be the, end all be all that teaches you how to do line art in quite the way that you're hoping, quite the way I've imagined it to be. So, without further ado, now that we're caught up on all of this, let's get that game on. And let me do a little thing. Wonderful. Continue. As we did with the past sessions of this game, we are going to be following the mental algorithm that we set for the game. And before I get into that mental algorithm, let me set a first sketch 20 minutes. Sounds about right. So we're going to keep that as our Pomodoro timer of sorts. Just to wait, also I'm going to set a timer. So time till let's see, today 7:30 p.m. I hope my thing's working the way I want it to. So I'm gonna do a little function. And what do I name this? Stream end. Did I get it? Wait, no. Alright, seconds. Did I get it? I did. Wonderful. Awesome. So I'm going to be incorporating our timers a little more over here so that we can organize our stream. Wonderful. Now back to the game. Where is our game? Where'd it go? Game, come back. There we go. Oh, see. Okay, awesome. Pixel art evaluation is being continually improved and is a bit of an experimental feature. Don't take your scores too seriously. Don't take its scores too seriously. Trust your artistic judgment over directly following it. I'm planning on adding more. Yeah, we've seen that. Roy T. Bennett once said, some things cannot be taught, they must be experienced. You never learn the most valuable lessons in life until you go through your own journey. Jessica Heish once said, the work you do while you procrastinate is probably the work you should be doing for the rest of your life. Pixel art evaluation is being... Oh yeah, we missed a quote. It's usually 3. Don't wait for inspiration. It comes while one is working. Right, so in all previous iterations of this, I have been going for a pixel art software challenge before each thing, right? And while I could continue to do that, I'd like to make some progress on these. So something we've never done is a big monochrome sprite, and so that's on our to-do list. And I really want to do the other thing here too, the second type of challenge. So let's close off these challenges, or not close them off. We'll be doing a lot more of them in the future, but let's at least get the completion done, because seeing 100%, well, you know, there's nothing like it. and so we are going to be doing a big monochrome character. What are we feeling right now? Hero or enemy? I'm feeling edgy. Let's do an enemy. Look at this guy. He's got sunglasses. He looks fancy. Oh wow, we actually get him. A bouncer from Shooter Fio? Fivo? Probably SIO, because you know the S over here is the same. So by logic. No, it's Saboteur CO. I see. Okay, let's see. As with our past exercises, let's try to visualize what this guy's like. Okay, he's gigantic, right? So it's going to be really hard to get it right. But maybe we can try to work off of percentages, since we can't count pixels the way we used to. So, unfortunately, percentages are... Okay. Breathe. Let's try to be an artist about percentages rather than counting pixels. So this is about, like, his head is about one hand. So you know what? I want to do something. I don't have quite the best of memories, so I'm gonna do something. His head is about one hand, so 1. His chest is about 1 down to his thigh. That's 2. So we got 1, and then we got 2. Oops. 2. His chest is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1x1. Ooh, that is not good. 1x1. And he's got 2. Hi, Sion. How are you doing? Oh, I'm so excited with the publication we got just now. It's such a joy to get to, like, actually contribute to learning, and that's what we're here to do as well. We are trying to learn pixel art using the stuff that we have from our well, what we've learned from the previous stream, which was learning how to learn, and we are trying to um, understand how this dev has used his knowledge that he gained from doing his master's at Stanford in education to try and implement edutainment within his game PixelArt Academy Learn to, well, try and edutain pixel art into people. So far, he's done a pretty amazing job. But to be a good student, we need to do our part too, and currently that is what we're doing with this challenge. I could theoretically just trace this guy and just follow his pixels along and say, "Oh yeah, I did it." But we are intellectuals, and as intellectuals, we must try and push ourselves to the limit. And so, what we're doing right now is, see this guy? I want to be able to capture as much of him as I can using observation rather than just printing it out, right? So, my goal right now is I want to try and see how well I can capture him using logic. So I was like, okay, his head is like 1x1 hands in terms of the portion it was taking, right? And I'm using hands as a metric to try and not rely on percentages and counting pixels because I always do that. By that logic, his chest is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hands. So that's 5 in the X. That's 5 in the X domain, and his chest is 1 to about 2.5 on the Y domain. Sion, I've been keeping up with the thing you guys are doing as well. I'm really excited. I mean, I haven't seen the website myself, but I'm really excited to see that, like, the thing you were going for of being able to capture every type of community within a very readily accessible website is going as well as it is. It's so exciting to see because even after our research thing is done, it's just going to be so valuable for bringing all research groups together to be able to have a better pool of people, like not pool as in getting people who want to help with research together. They're able to communicate with each other more. Researchers who want people working under them will be able to like collaborate more. It's all so exciting. It's overall improving the quality of the entire like ecosystem, and that makes me really happy, especially as the whole stream idea, right? The whole concept of FrostVT is to try and learn things, teach things, study things, and try to make everyone stronger. It's to empower the average person. And not average in terms of just average in terms of knowledge, but like everyone is an average person. Everyone should be able to find some kind of empowerment, and yeah, especially in the curated content. On stream, I'm still figuring stuff out myself since I'm not learned yet, but I'm setting up a bunch of algorithms and ways to think about things to help. One thing I learned from looking at research papers of andragogy and pedagogy as I was learning, right, was that surprisingly the brain, like a huge chunk of the brain in terms of learning, is uncomplicated in one way. Your brain gets better at doing things when you do things, and doing things is a manual labor in most cases. And as such, if you want to get better at a certain type of doing things, you do that certain type of thing. And if I push myself to actually observe this drawing in a meaningful way, then I will learn to observe drawings in meaningful ways. And so, all that said, let's see. How tall are his legs? 1, 2, 2.5 over there. And let's do this. Let's attempt this. Okay. So I am now going to make the sketch of, truly the sketch of all time. So let's see how well we capture this. So my idea here is that his head is going to be something like this. It's 1x1, so it's going to be about this size. So it's going to be like here, 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 because this was about the size of one hand, or maybe slightly longer. This was about the size of his head. His shirt was, I forgot the number because I erased it, but it was about, I think, it was 2 times longer than the head. So that is going to go around here. No, here. And it's gonna, it wasn't too wide, so it was something like this. His legs were 3 times as big as his head. Oh, I could measure in heads. Today I learned. And so his legs just went all the way down as far as I remember. So this is a terrible recreation because I have not done a great job at parsing this data. And I don't even remember whether he had arms. So this is not going to be great. His arms, actually, they go out this way. And I see something like this. Now, this is nowhere near his dynamic pose. So what are we going to be doing? We are going to... Ooh, okay. So this was a lot more left. So I need to think of what a person's like position is relative to their head, I guess. So if I wanted to redo this in one attempt, what I would do is I would map where their head is. Then I would, going off of their head, I would want to make, maybe let's try just like discuss a potential algorithm here. Okay? If I think about this like a computer, right? And I'm forced to work off of limited data, like potentially corrupt data. As a computer, of course, I'd want to start from the top. Going from the top, once I hit, this is a task of having verifiable answers early, but then losing granularity as we move ahead. Oh, hey, Conrad. Thanks. So if I assess this like a machine and I frame this task as one of easily verifiable beginnings but difficult to verify later points, then I want to be able to connect stuff together so that I'm able to get to the general shape as fast as I can without having too many things that are too hard to verify. So let's see. The head for sure it needs to be the start because wait, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm not following my own logic here. If I want to function off of stuff that's easy to verify at the start, right? Then the logic wouldn't be that I'd start from the head. That's just me trying to force the outcome. The logic would be for me to just start from all the outer boundaries, in which case I'd be going for, like, say, I would find where the head starts, right? Which is the only part that's correct. But then I'd maybe want to capture where the hands and arms are. So that would be finding the neck, I suppose. So, like, I don't need the head. I just need to find where the hair is, where the neck starts. Then off of the neck, I need to draft the shoulders better. And after drafting the shoulders, I would need to try to identify where his torso is. So I need to, like, kind of draw something like this, or just like kind of find this. No, I wouldn't be able to. That requires me to actually use the whole thing, right? I do need to measure. There's no way to, it's too late into the verification for that. So, okay. Attempt number, like, hypothesis 4. Instead of finding, if I can't count cells, and I need to actually build this guy's body. We might have to actually use the head as a measurement because we need the head to see where the art starts, and then as we keep going down we'll be able to use it to self-refer. So when we start with it, we push it down, we can glue it here, glue it here, glue it here. No, partials are a little hard to deal with over here, especially with its dynamic pose. Our best bet is to grab it, stamp it down, and yeah. I feel like I'm kind of out of options in terms of trying to make this all in one go. Besides just like counting, either using some kind of counting or just like drawing it. Yeah, I'm just a little lost. So I'm going to sketch this out and I'm going to think about it more later because I seem to be getting stuck in a loop here. I don't know quite how to express this guy in a way that feels right to me. There has to be some way of being able to get his proportions right from an internal algorithm, but currently I am getting stuck, so I am going to make this a task for me of the future. And as such, we are now going to progress onwards into the drawing part of it. Oh, this is his forehead. It's a very interesting forehead. This one closes his head and he goes up here where his mouth kind of... What is that? Let me zoom this in somehow. Can I zoom it in? Is it like plus? Do I have to press plus when holding it? Do I press QE up? Control plus? Plus? R plus? Minus? No. Interesting. I don't know how to zoom that in. Ooh, I just realized I made my drawing where like my pencil size very big. I didn't know I could do that. So, okay. We have his mouth here. His mouth kind of goes up in that diagonal over here. And this closes into his nose and his chin is like two tiled over here. We have his head. We have his shoulder that goes from here. He's got like this goon shoulder. It shows that he's like, you know, he's got these big muscles. He's a big boy. And this has this is that little curve that's spawning around his like on his shoulder, right? And the curve cuts into here where there's an opening, and right where the opening is, he has just like this one line above which completes his shoulder, and then his arm goes down into his like this like little line here where his arm completes, and we can fill this in because that's his little cuff. We have his hand, which is these 2 pixels here, 3 pixels, and I love how low detail his like hand is. It's like that artist just said that they don't want to deal with like all the pains of hand making, so they went for it. We look at these lines. We don't want to detract too much from the parts of his posture that matters, right? And so they've actually chosen to make even lines on the back of his shoulder here, and then a sudden drop to show the curve of his elbow leading to this hand. Besides that, we have a nice little like this little curve of his jacket, and it's got like this little peephole of 2 tiles here. And we have this like close in. It's interesting to note that even despite that curve, his arm is being put right at waist level. And that kind of shows you the shape of his arms, like the dimensions of his arms, if that makes sense. Ooh, Conrad, speaking of, there is one thing I want to show you later. I've updated the animation to improve the readability on it, because after testing it with a few people, right, it turned out that the animation was there were parts of it that were a little hard to read, and so I updated those. I improved upon those. So that's nice to see. And let's see where we are. We are now going to we have these. We have it tightly wrapped with no wasted pixels. And we then have his shoulder that expands out. Oh my god! Hi, Nighty! It's very nice to see you here. I love the emoji. All that excitement. We are doing the hard part of our learning, which is trying to use our brain. Now, at first I was trying to see if there's an algorithm I could mentally make to map over this guy's like appearance and try to do it from memory. But I am currently not skilled enough to do that, so I have relegated to instead try and just like observe what I can about him as I make him, and that's what we're doing right now. And so a lot of this guy right now, right, I find interesting how they manage to, like, when they're doing pixel art for this guy, right, they're like, okay, first of all, we need to show his shoulder have this like crease, right? So they use negative space to make that crease. Very cool idea. Second, they wanted to show, like, they want to keep all the business happening over here around his face, right? So even the line work that you observe over here, besides this curve of his elbow, sorry, of his shoulder, you see an even 1 1 1 1 1 type straight diagonal line. And then his elbow's curve is shown with a sharp change of like, 3 pixels down here. So this pixel work is really it's very disciplined. It's like it's only ever breaking a pattern if it's got something to say. His hand pops out. You can see him clenching his fist a lot better because they actually shift these pixels to the left, like, so it's not like in line with this huge line. And same thing on his other hand. It's really cool to see how very small details like that end up building into such an amazing expressive character. His cuff over here is just made from 2 negative space. You got his hand going on over here. Right, sorry. Yeah, you got his hand like going like this, right? You can, because that one's turned away from you, you don't see like his fist clenched. But if there's any room for doubt, boom, right over here, you got his hand completely closed. He is here for business. He is upset that you've broken into his club, I think. He does not like people who don't wait in the front of the club for appointments or whatever. And so now he wants only one thing: to take his stress out. Because honestly, I don't know how, like, what bouncers in real life must be like. Yeah, I'm trying my best, but I'm struggling with this guy. He's a rough one. He's a lot more than I am skilled to be able to absorb right now. So I am just trying my best. And so yeah, but yeah, the pixel thing I find really cool though. I wish I could zoom into that, into the actual drawing. But these single pixel things, check this out. It's not going straight like this, right? This is wrong because he's suddenly curving his ankle, right? Which shows he's pushing ahead. That curve being accentuated by this one gap just makes such a nice, like, it's really good at being able to show just how dynamic his like pose is. Just like that, we have a sharp curve here, then we have like two over here. Where is that? This issue 1 3 2. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so over here we get to see how like over here that it becomes very normal to show you that it's just his pant like creasing forwards, right? Because that's not part of his dynamic pose. It's he's really expressive with his design. It's very cool to see. There's this little line, this straight line of empties over here to show his legs separate. And just like that, there must be something over here for where is that? Did I underdo his glutes? No, I didn't. Why does his glutes look so flat over here? Maybe it's because I'm zooming too far in. When I zoom out, he seems fine. He seems very toned. Just like that over here. Oh, he has this diagonal coming out, right? Which means I can actually complete these going off of, like, by extrapolating on his diagonal, which gives us a chunk of his leg over here. Same thing over here. We can complete quite a few of these because of the diagonal that's being made. And then, is this around knee length? He's past knee length over here, but at some point over here he starts dipping down, because we come down to his foot, and here we are right on his foot. And I'm surprised I didn't hit an incorrect tile while going down here. Aha, I'm learning. I think. I hope. Anyways. We, his leg completes over here. And I can... Where are we? Learning, I hope. A lot of the learning's gonna happen during the tutorial. This is me trying to implement what I've learned on observation. But currently I am trying to... I'm kind of shooting in the dark against a lot of what this guy's design is. Oh, there is some stuff I can talk about that I learned yesterday. So, one thing they talked about yesterday, right, is shape language. He's not very... His face being circle makes him at least not the hardest, like the strongest guy in the room. And so he might be a little malleable. But he has a very, like, that suit really makes him seem kind of unbending and, you know, like a very hard hurdle to get past. I'm going to use this thingy so that I know which tiles I'm missing, because I don't want to spend too long on this since I've hit time on my little timer that you can see at the bottom. So I'm going to complete these. Oop. And it's very interesting to see how this guy's designed. And knowing that, we have, yeah, an inverted triangle in his torso too. Yeah. Let me actually look at it again just to be sure. Just to completely know that. Yeah, I see it. It's the, yeah, exactly. And when we look at our tutorials over here, right, and we look at shape language, it talked about how active or powerful characters would have triangle shape language on them. You saw this with the Day of the Tentacle guy. You should see the, oh hi Ash, how are you doing? You should see a doctor about that. Yo, check this. Okay, I'm gonna move the style. This is gonna be the coolest thing you've ever seen. Oh, it doesn't show all of the tiles. Okay, wait. I need to show you this, but I need to erase this whole thing first to show you just how complicated his... Does it not show me the shape? I don't want to do this whole thing again, but let me see how much of it shows if I erase this. Oh. Okay, so I'll just have to do it by hand. So if you look at this, he's got a huge triangle here. He's got another triangle here. He's got triangle elbows. He's got triangle on his legs. He's got a triangle on his crotch. This man is made of just triangles because triangles is about control. It's about being the wild card. It's about being somebody who never takes no for an well, not quite never takes no for an answer, but like, you know, they're very powerful, in control. They're pointy, they're scary, and that's what these guys have, and that's so cool. I never considered Abracadabra's like intelligence to be expressed using that triangle. I wonder whether this one talks more about triangles. If I powerful and unpredictable, right? Oh no, I just unfilled that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, powerful and unpredictable, which is really cool to see. It's the trickster. It's a trickster shape. Now, just to show you guys where we are and what we're doing, we got a lot of the tool stuff done. What's not done here? Why is this 99? Excuse me? Why is this 99? What? Huh? I'm sad. Anyways, where are we? We are studying some things. We still haven't done everything here. We are finally making some progress with the pixel art fundamentals. I don't know why that's 99. I'm so sad. Rounding error. How could you do this to me? 100, 120, 20, 15, 20, 16, 8. Maybe I need to do another big colored sprite for it to accept me. Why won't you accept me? So, we have, let's see what we have to do. Right, yeah. I learned about shape language very recently, right? And going into the, actually, let me set a timer. I'm going to set a timer for, just as a reminder, I guess. Let's see. Pomodoro and 20 minutes. And I'm going to set that timer there so that I can keep looking at it and stress myself out so that I can keep moving forwards. It's not even for the actual Pomodoro, by the way. Like, Pomodoro timers are pretty awesome, but what I'm doing is just looking at it so that I know to keep it moving. So, here in this, ooh, there's a Monkey Island one. I love Monkey Island. Guybrush 3 put stoic stance squared off with a giant dramatic pirate coat. Just shows how Guybrush thinks of himself as a real pirate in Monkey Island 2. Yet underneath, he's still the doofus we know and love. Oh man, I love Monkey Island. If you guys haven't played it, absolutely gotta. It's a point and click adventure puzzle game. It's got some pretty hard puzzles actually. Like it was hard for me as a kid, but it's so good. Like, it's got such funny jokes, and that honestly carried the whole game for me. And let me fill these in. So lots of squares to capture his main core body. Then we have these little lines here which show his little details. And let me see just how he looks with just his hair set. We have one gap removed for his neck, so we know which way he's looking. We have, he's a fun guy, and so he's got a bit of circle to him over here. So the very core of his body changes from square to circle, because even though he's carrying himself as someone who's more serious now, he can't change his nature over here. And so he's given this like kind of boxy, cutesy appearance. And let's see how it builds up. We've got his pointy shoes. And oh, whoa. They really hit us with 5 trillion colors all at once. Let's start with the basics over here. So what I'm gonna do is, we've got a square which gets filled in with this red over here. We've got this section, and I'm gonna fill this in with lines because I'm feeling spicy. And I'm going to fill these shoes in. Oh, speaking of gifted, how are you doing? What are you up to? Did you get to see the animation? Oh yeah, you did. I'm really excited to actually follow it up. The version I sent you actually had very poor readability, right? And so I'm gonna actually iterate on that and hey guys. I'm gonna show you the animation I made um for my stream for the starting soon. And oops, and I'll get to it in a second. Oh, Nighty, did you get to see it yet? Let me show it to you. Are you still here, Nighty? Well, if you're here, I'm gonna start it. And if you're currently lurking, I will wait, and then I can show it when you're able to look at the screen. Yeah, and I've only improved it since. When I show it to you, Gifted, at the time it was struggling from some readability errors. Oh, wonderful. Awesome. Okay, so guys, I won't be able to speak when I show it. So, okay, awesome. Nice. Check this out. So, the idea is I'm going to show my character's entire backstory across... Hi, Neater! I'm going to show my entire backstory over the starting soon screen, right? And currently I have chapter 1 done, which is just shows the story of the initial world devourer. So, check this out. Oops, not here. Let me send you guys back to the game. Nice, wonderful. Yes. So, the beginning of a planet devourer. I was actually, even though I could have gone in more detail regarding what the creature should look like, right? I made my own artistic decision to choose that the creature doesn't have a defined appearance because I don't know, I just feel like it adds more mystique to it if it has no appearance, if an Eldritch Horror has no experience. And, sorry, no appearance. So, yeah, that's the reason as to why. And awesome, thanks. I'm glad to see that you liked it, Neater. and Nighty, and Gifted, and Ash. So, yeah. I made it, and it's my first time ever drawing a background for anything in art. And it's my first time following a palette in anything, and it's my first time making a pixel animation that's not my character, which you can also see on the screen. So there were a lot of firsts I got to explore, and having explored those firsts, I feel like I've gained a lot more confidence in just making things. Oh, thanks, Nader. And so I really wanna see if I can finish my chapter 2. Actually, that's the first thing I'm gonna do when I finish this stream. Before I sleep, I'm just gonna immediately jump to seeing if I can make chapter 2, because I'd like to finish all of them and just kind of see what I end up with, because I think it'd be so cool to just have something like that. I was really inspired by how, if you look at Doki Bird from the streamer, right? Her starting soon screen, there'll be 5 chapters. So the idea is, let's see. Okay, so when I follow the hero's journey, I'm kind of inverting that concept into the villain's journey over here, where in order to become a hero, right, or rather a good person, this villain had to go through the hero's journey. And so what I'm showing in my chapters is one. Chapter 1 is the villain existing in its base form. Chapter 2 is the villain creating consequences for others. Chapter 3 is the villain facing retribution for its actions, or either that or planning, or the adventure is planning retribution for the villain. Chapter 4 is the experience that the villain has during it, and chapter 5 is how the villain is changed and what happens from here on. The idea here is that FrostVT, or rather the Flake, the robot that we have, the character that I'm playing, it's an eldritch horror that was sealed in a time machine, right? And by being an eldritch horror sealed in a time machine, and not just sealed in a time machine, it was sealed in a time machine and then thrown into a loop. So in its time outside of reality, it loses all of its memories, only to have them keep resetting daily due to the time scars. Sounds very edgy, but I think it's a really cool concept for this character to get to completely recreate itself, and in a sense find, yeah, kind of like a cosmic punishment. But you see, it somehow gets out through an unknown means from the time loop. But at this point, it's kind of discarded its previous self because of just what it went through, right? And at this point, just like in Vinland Saga, if you get to watch it, it needs to completely redefine what it is to be. And that's the point where I want to leave the no longer antagonist. And that's the point of kind of the character for FrostVT. It can't be about its personality, because its personality is simply to learn and absorb. And it like, so the way I've pictured it, right, this completely destroyed, time warped, glitchy, stuttery time machine, this hunk of broken, destroyed metal, right? Thanks, Gifted. Putting a lot of, yeah, I've really been thinking about it because I want it to be something that's entertaining as a character to me, and hopefully entertaining to the rest as well. And so this broken ton of metal, this like weird chunk of metal, then becomes something that attempts to be sociable, tries to build itself up, tries to be at a position that everyone can relate to, where, I mean, everyone has a part in their lives where they go like, man, what have I done with my life? Like, who is it too late for me to start? Am I just like, is it like, am I cooked? And honestly, like, you see people, the guy who wrote Lord of the Rings was like 30 something before he actually wrote it, right? A lot of the viewers that I'm going to watch, like who are going to watch me, are going to be kids who don't believe that they have the capacity to learn what they want to because somebody told them, right? Like, they're like, oh, you can't do, you're good at art, so you're not going to be good at math, for instance, right? Or you're good at math, so yeah, you're good at math, so you're not going to be good at art. 30 something, that's practically at death's door. mood. So like, there's going to be very young people watching me who are going to be hopeless. There's going to be very old people watching me who are going to be hopeless. Oh my god, you've really got every such amazing emotes, Ash. That smile caught me off guard. Oh my gosh. Oh boy, that's really something. Oh my god. So yeah, there's gonna be people of like all walks of life, all ages, and really a lot of people who feel like they could use a little hope. And I'm not just here to give hope, I want to prove it to them. I don't just want to be a motivator, I want to be data. Because ultimately, I mean, I could technically tell everybody, oh, follow your dreams, and that's not gonna resonate with everyone because a lot of dreams can to some extent die, right? And it's rough, but that's how a lot of dreams are going to function, right? Dreams can die on some scale. Like, okay, you're gonna go like follow your dreams, and dreams can always come true if you believe, but okay, consider this. What if I wanted to be the best the best 14-year-old piano player in the planet? If I'm 15, I'm not accomplishing that dream ever, right? That dream is literally dead. And so I can't tell people that, dreams can't die. But I'm also not trying to tell people that dreams should be given up on, and that dreams, like, that all dreams die. There are many dreams that can continue, and there's many dreams that can evolve. And that's what I want people to do. I want people to dream loudly, aggressively in their adulthood. Change their dream if they must, but evolve to a point where they are able to get something that feels right to them and something that they're willing to accept. We don't have to, just because milk gets spilled now and then, doesn't mean we are just like permanently scarred with failure. Milk spills. That's just something that happens. Sometimes you don't want it to happen, right? Like, I'm not the CEO of spreading bacteria by spilling milk, but you know, um, I want people to have faith in themselves, to believe in infinite agency. If you look down in my about, right, there's a lot of yap there. It's gonna blow your eyes up. But what's really important down there is the learner's manifesto. What I believe is that, oh, this is Sam and Max. Oh, that's wonderful. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, but nice. So, the learner's manifesto below, right? What's really important in it is that, one, we should never shame people for trying to find meaning in this world. In, as long as they're not hurting someone while trying to find meaning. But honestly, like, if say I saw a 60-year-old just like start learning art and just make the worst things you've ever seen in the planet, I would think that's freaking amazing. I would be so excited to see their progress. And that goes for people of any age, any point of their learning progress. Because to partake in celebration of being alive is something that is honorable no matter how bad you are at it. Because ultimately, that's what a celebration of life is, inherently worth celebrating. Even if it's not something you want to see, right? In terms of, like, I don't mean like something bad. What I mean is, if it's something that looks ugly to you in your eyes, is like poorly done, right? There's so many intentions behind like something like art. Self-expression is not just the ability to express yourself well, is to express yourself at all. To sing poorly, to be heard, to speak your mind. Those are all things that make humans human. And one should be empowered to be able to express themselves the way that they want. All of that yaps just to say, I just want people to feel like they still can, to just never go like it's too late. It's never too late. And there's a saying that I hear often in certain languages, which I can't say without doxing myself. But there's a saying that you, an old person is not a person who ages. An old person is a person who decides to stop being a kid. That's a translated version of what I'm thinking of. Like Matrix paper, spit in facts. An old person is a person who decides to stop stop being a kid, right? And that's actually so real because the only moment, I don't know whether it was Lewis Carroll who made that quote, but I'm actually translating it from a completely different language off of some dude like way in the past. Some guy who probably died in the 1950s, honestly. I wonder how old Lewis Carroll is. But anyways, um I like, if you live and you never give up on your ability to keep growing, then you will grow. People say I'm too old to learn how this smartphone stuff works, but like, you're not. I mean, it's one thing to say that you aren't interested in learning, and that's fine. Honestly, what you can do as per what you believe you should do, right? You can decide what you want to learn, but to say that you are incapable of it because of any reason is just lying to yourself and being hopeless where there's so much hope you could have. We are actually, if we want, right, we can learn anything we want to unless we have some major mental problem, like a very powerful learning disability. It's not a problem. Learning disabilities are a challenge, and trying to conquer those challenges can teach those with learning disabilities a lot of stuff that people without them wouldn't often know. A, one of my my flesh prison's parental units. Yeah. If that's what they mean, then that's fine. But there's a lot of people who convince themselves that like it is truly impossible, not that they are emotionally ready or unready. If they're emotionally or mentally unready and they genuinely believe that they could if they wanted to put in the effort, right? Then at that point I'm willing to concede that, they can stop where they want to. But that's precisely my concern. A lot of people are genuinely hopeless because of the rhetoric that other people spout. Maybe somebody actually like, actually, I have to. I'll word this better. Um, I feel like one should never even be speaking in that code, because by speaking in that code, there's going to be somebody who genuinely believes that it's impossible for them to learn something now because they're old, and they don't say it out of frustration of like, I don't want to bother with that. They're actually saying, they actually genuinely believe that because they're old now they won't be able to learn anymore, and they're at like in despair. To popularize language like to popularize a kind of language that can inflict that kind of despair on someone feels not right to me. And so nobody should ever say that they can't learn something. They should instead say that they don't want to bother with the effort. They don't want to bother with it, because a lot of people like actually believe that they can't learn things, certain things, that it's too late for them. And it breaks my heart because I just like, I don't want people to have to feel unempowered, like disenfranchised that way, because that produces a lot of people who are like angry against the system. When there's I don't know, it really blows it really gets into their heads and changes a lot of the way that the world works for them. And in fact, if you hi Jade, how you doing? I'm talking about my part of my learner's manifesto, which is to like always have high self agency, right? To never to always believe that you're capable of Dr. Botnick is a very circle antagonist who is silly and more self-important than menacing or terrifying. That's very interesting that they decided to do that. Anyways, I was talking about how like it breaks my heart that a lot of people genuinely believe that they are incapable of growing or improving certain things rather than actually like rather than it being code for that they don't want to put in the effort. Unbreak my heart. I don't know what the song is, but that's my best rendition of it without having heard it. Speaking of, I'm feeling kind of jibbed by the songs in this game because I feel kind of eh. So you know what? I am going to pull out Spotify. So where are we? We want to play. Let's see. I'm feeling kind of Persona 5 right now. So we are going to put this in and increase the volume here. Alright, catch you later, gifted. Have fun at work? Yeah, have fun at work, sure. I'm going to play these songs and then I'm going to pull out some Chrono Cross and Trigger related songs and I'm going to put these in queue. And that should be enough for quite a while. And now I'm going to reduce the volume here. And now we're going to get back into drawing. Haha. And yeah. I'm hoping to be able to get through to both people who are really young and really old because everyone deserves hope. And everyone needs to know that it's never too late to start learning the things you love. And honestly, if they feel like they're going to fail too hard at it, I am personally gonna fail harder than they can, just to show them that failure doesn't last forever. By constantly failing at something, eventually you'll succeed. Oh well, not just by constantly failing. You have to obviously think about it as well, right? Not but to tell someone that playing 10,000 matches of insert competitive game here is going to make you a better player at insert competitive game here compared to playing incredibly short sessions and then thinking about those sessions and actually like honestly looking into those sessions. So like of course there's going to be some limitations to the oh wow, 1 year anniversary of you pursuing art. That is incredible. I remember you showed me, I believe you showed me a folder of the stuff that you worked on and how you were showing me like how you were pursuing art this once. Sorry, eyes this once. Or am I misremembering? And it's so amazing to see just how much you were able to push yourself to learn things one at a time. And I'm excited to actually do the same thing as you there. I'm going to be maintaining a folder of so what I'm thinking is I'm gonna make wizards, right? And for each wizard I'm gonna try to practice like certain poses, shapes. Then for each that same wizard, since I'm trying to learn multiple things, I'm gonna try to make like a track for them, a story for them, just to play around with it, with the concept. Ikuzo! On your way to hit 2 years. Fellow art baby, let's go. Though this is like a currently I'm more of a I started like a month ago, so I'm more of a coughing baby in this case. Like the whole hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. So I'm a little early in the process. Oh, Ash, by the way, I apologize if I ended up kind of talking over your point because I ended up going into an offshoot, but I really felt like it had to be said just in case like people were like there's any how do I put this? Yeah, I just really wanted to make sure that I cover all of those bases of like specifically what type of reach I'm trying to get, what I'm trying to accomplish. Yeah, yeah. Like who knows? Maybe there could be a 60-year-old lurking my chat right now, and I want that 60-year-old to know that I'm there for them. And who knows? Maybe I'll be 60 someday, and I'll go back in time. I'll end up across this stream, and I'm gonna watch this person doing pixel art and talking about how they want to be there, and I'm probably not going to believe them. I'm going to be like, oh, this person is just full of it. But the fact that they're trying will still make me feel 2% better. Don't break my coughs in OG. Yeah. You're definitely an OG son who's 60 years old. I'm I'm convinced, bro. I 100%. So yeah, it's and it doesn't really even matter if there is a 60-year-old in my chat, honestly, because you know what? Someday there's gonna be one, and so the message remains the same. Just gotta get used to saying it better and better each time, because the one day they're there, they're gonna know that I didn't just start caring, that I've been thinking of like how they feel the entire time. Oh my lord, 5 a.m. there. Oh, have fun with your morning run. If you listen to music while running, pick some nice tracks. Let me know what you picked. And also, have a wonderful run, have a wonderful exercise, and have fun. I will also have fun streaming. Thanks for dropping by. It was nice to have you here. And here we have Eggman. His little shiny head, his proud smile. Speaking of 60-year-olds, though, I don't know how old he is. Huh. This sprite for Salmon Max is very interesting. Just how, like, he's generally very circle language, right? But, bunny ears are vaguely triangular, but then look at his teeth. Just triangles upon triangles. It shows how much of a wild card this little guy is. And then even his body's like one big triangle, like his center. So it's cool to see. And this guy, he tries to be a square, but then his circles pop out. Look at his cute cheeks, his hand, his open jacket, which reveals like this tattered outfit here. It's generally suits, especially I think it's more about contrast here. Okay, so this pirate coat thing, right? When you look at other pirates, they have them closed, and when they have them closed, there's lots of triangles and squares going on there. But this guy, by keeping it open, ends up looking a lot softer than those guys. He has lower shoulders. He's got like he's shorter than them. He has like this thing, this like jacket kind of, from going in here, these two pixels, they end up dividing this entire section to more of a circle, which he fails to hide because he's trying to look brave. The fact that one of his shoulders is going down while the other goes up ends up serving that as well. It's really nice to see. He's not as serious as them because he's asymmetrical. One hair's going here, one's going here. He's got this going on. He's got a button. It's also wonderful of how he, yeah, and it being a not exact science is part of what allows us to get these type of very funky like shapes. Max is he's soft, he's approachable, but just from this one super duper sharp triangle thing on his teeth and his body being like mostly triangle circles that make a triangle, he ends up expressing his triangle self. This guy's circle, right? It's everywhere around him. He's got triangle to show he's a mad scientist, right? But he's got these circles on his glasses, on his stomach, on his hair to show that he's kind of non-serious. He's like a mad scientist, sure, but just look at him. Sonic can't even take him seriously. He's like, oh yeah, it's that guy. Let's just jump on his head a few times. At no point during Sonic do you really feel terrified of him. At most his machines, but take away the machines and what's left? You have this goofy moron who runs away. And that's cool. Shape science has both, like, it's both not, even though it has things that hold up to, like, you know, certain rules, those rules can be manipulated. Not that those rules are changing in any ways. The rules are still holding, but they can be manipulated to play into each other. You can put circles to make a triangle to express the triangle meaning and have the undertone of the circle meaning. You can have square shapes, but then hide those square shapes to show how maybe that square shape is being put up as a delusion, because then in making those squares, suddenly you end up with a circular shape. It's so wonderful how the more layers you put on this shape, the more, whenever you go into these complicated, what's the term? I think it's like conjugate shapes, but I don't remember. But once you go into more detailed shapes, all of a sudden, the science ends up becoming... Wait a moment. Is there nothing left there? Excuse me? Fan art, learn chain language. Invasion design document. Huh? Invasion. In the PixelArt app, open the invasion drive and open the invasion design document file. Okay. I think I'm done with the tutorials. What? What is this? What do I have to do? Yes. Let me in. What do you want? Good job, pet. You have been a great teacher. File. Open. Not open. Invasion. Oh, okay. File open. Invasion design document. Okay. Let's go in. File open. Invasion design document. 1. Game concept. It is a single screen shoot 'em up inspired by science fiction, the deep sea. Oh, I'm supposed to make this. Okay. Hey guys, what are we feeling? First person to say a thing gets the dibs on it. Ian saying it partially means I'll tap it instantly. Micro world. Boom. Need to beat you to it, bro. Sorry. Need to beat you to it, sis. I'm working on my bad habit of saying dude and bro a lot. So if I ever end up doing it, I unintentionally misgendering you, let me know. Yeah. Huh? Oh, sis or bro is fine. Okay, got it. Thanks, Ash. Wait, was Sib a typo? That's sis, right? Because B's right next to S, I think. Is it? But yeah, I'm glad. Oh, I get it. Right. Oh, my bad. Sib is so interesting. Nice. Got it. So Sib or bro. Got it. So, game concept. Invasion is a single screen shoot 'em up inspired by the microscopic world. The player is fending off a fleet of computer-controlled invaders by shooting projectiles at them. Game elements, game entities, add an entity. Defender or invader. What are you feeling, D or I? It sounds like Space Invaders. I like how he's here, and I like how he reacts to my pen. So I can move it up or down, and he looks invader. Entities. A computer-controlled enemy unit. Game flow. Invader spawn in the... Ash has this one since Neater got last two. Look at him. He's so happy. I love the little... You'll often see me using these eyes because I just love how expressive they are. So what are we feeling, Ash? You got dibs on this one. We're gonna... Are we dealing with them or are we going to be them? Single screen, shoot 'em up. We're fending them off. Yes. We are fending off these computer-controlled invaders. Top left corner. They spawn top left. They appear all at once, one by one. I'll pick this one. All at once. The invaders move. Which you guys got this one. What are we feeling? Left, right, up, down. I like how when you hover over it, it becomes this outline with the empty inside. It's a design decision that I really like with lines. It's like this is what I like to think of as negative fonting. Up, down, got it. And oh boy, it's asking a lot of questions, so I will take this one. And advance left. When they reach the edge of the screen, inside the formation, they move. Neater, you got this. Inside the formation, they move. They bouncy? Oh wait, I think I ended up pressing that one before you. I'm sorry, Ash. Unison, got it. At a constant speed. Properties, invaders, rows in the grid, 3 constant. Oh, I think I can move these. I can move these. Oh my god, these numbers. Oh, I'm just gonna press speed up and I'm gonna run away. Can I draw on that? Oh, I can. Yeah, I saw the fields and I'm just like immediately like, okay. So I am a person of let me actually bring those back. I'm a person of singular skill. If I turn these and then I make holes over here and I make a little I can actually make this. Check this out. If I do and then I remove this just by doing this one simple trick. Banks hate this one simple trick. Look at how this robot creates a skull with minimal effort. Oh. Wonderful. So the reason it looks odd, by the way, is because this has 2 to the left and 1 to the right. And if I pick this over here, I move this here, right? And then I wait a second. 2 here. Ta-da, ta-da. So this one needs to also be going down this way. Oh, I see. Right. Is this fine? Is this fine? Is it? I'm not sure. Oh gosh, I am doing something very wrong. I knew how to do this for a second, so but let's see. Okay, his nose goes this way. This way. His cheekbone should be a ridge like this, and oh, I think it's just the size of the skull is different because I've only been making it off of odd sizes, which leads to it looking funny this way. Interesting. Oh well, we ball in with this now. So we have funny skull guy who has. Can I give him some blush? Let's. Oh. Okay, I have an idea. Wait, no, this is pink. Look at it, so cute. And wait. Can I is this gonna work better? It does work better. Wonderful. And let's see. This skull. Let's see. What are we naming this skull? Let me see if I come up with a name. This is Mark because I'm thinking of Invincible, and so this skull is called Mark. And so I can say Madeline. Sure, you know what? Wait, no. Let's mix them. Marklin. This skull is now called Marklin. If neither has a name, it gets ingested into the name. So now neither. What are you naming the skull? I'm gonna pull it into my name, whatever your name was. Feroxis, don't worry. So let's see. Marklin plus Feroxis. So let's see. Marklin plus Feroxis. Marklin plus Feroxis. I don't want to start it with F. Marklocks. Marklocks. Marklin is Markloxis. Markloxlin. Marklin space Lox. Lox is this guy's last name. Since I'm a robot and as such I am they, this our cute little guy here is all genders. So I will refer to them as any gender that comes in the sentence. Oh, they were the enemy. Oops. Well, the hammer of justice is unisex. As Batman would say. Let's see. Let's make them fast. Let's make it terrifying. Sure. They are going to attack me at rapid speeds. For turning them into an enemy. Okay, how do I turn this on? Okay, yeah, I have their design document. Now what? Okay, blah 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 blah. We made the pixels. We made this. Oh, do I just toss it into the Pico 8? Is that how it works? Ah, I do. Let's see. Let's do this. Press button to start. Button. Oh, okay. Huh? How do I shoot at them? Huh? Do I not have a character yet? Oh, they want me to draw the defender sprite. I see. But also, oh boy, is it going to be... I think I should, if I shoot the ones directly to the left. Give me the defender sprite. Where's the defender sprite? Spawn delay, blah blah. Rows, columns. I need to have a defender sprite. How do I... Oh, that's how. Defender. The player controlled unit. I move. Screw it. I think 4 units... Oh, that's probably not the best language to use. We are going to be moving in all 4 directions. Starting at... Well, we can be anywhere near the... Actually, you know what? It'd be really funny if we just spawn inside the enemy and just insta-die. That'd be hilarious. We move fast. Terrifying speeds. Wait. I want to give myself, like, incredible pain upon pressing a single button. Hey, I can't add my bullet. It's forcing me to draw something. Okay, let's see. This time I'm going to make something that is... I'm going to try to focus on the round shape language thing, right? Wait, no. maybe round with a triangle. So let's see. I am thinking something that is, I'm gonna start with like a purple, and I'm thinking something that kind of, what thing says friend? Maybe I make it like a bit of a dog. And so I give it like these little droopy ears. And in those droopy ears, we need to actually show that they're ears, right? So I'm going to need a brighter tone for this purple. And for that, I'm going to use, what's brighter than purple? This magenta, I guess. And I'm going to show this on the inside. And see, it adds like that little rabbit flair to it. And with those, I'm going to even add like single specks over here to give the ears some texture. And I'm going to, let's see. It's still a controlling rabbit of sorts, right? Because it's trying to control the area. It's a defender. And so despite the fact that it's purple like this, right? Despite the fact that it's very circle, I'm going to give it like some triangular features. What type of triangular features can I give it? I guess I'm going to give it maybe its ears are kind of like sharp over here, so they have like these little points on them. And ooh, I can give it like let's see, can I give it here? No, I don't have a color for here, but let's see. Let's make it some eyes. I'll make huge buggy eyes, and then no. Actually, I got exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fill these eyes in. No, I can't. Like the black looks like it's part of the background. I don't like that. But you know what? Maybe the game will understand. Make these cute little shiny eyes, and I'm gonna try to bound it with purple over here so that the game understands. And over there, I'm going to put in these little, let's see, what type of eyebrows? Eyebrows also use black, but maybe I can use another color. Let's see. How do I express this? Its emotions. Maybe it uses white eyebrows. Maybe it's an old bunny who is I like to think that this bunny is a grandma, because it just like it feels like she would be the one taking care of like invaders after a comfortable day of knitting and baking cookies. And so she like walks out and she's like, what's this going on over here? And then she like freaking goes to her like cottage out in the village and goes like, well, and then she just like takes out a shovel and goes like, there's pests to be taken care of. And so she walks out. Grandma chose violence today. And so how do I add some accents to show she's kind of like old and weary? I want to show like a little bit of, you know, I don't have enough pixel space to show too much strain, but maybe I can add a little bit of like, now she looks like a college student. How do granny hair? I Well, I guess the eyebrows do it at a pretty decent rate. I'll make the eyebrows a little bigger so that they don't get eaten by the... I wonder how... Do I double down the cutesy? No, that doesn't really work. Yeah, okay, I'll just keep it open like this. I think this is pretty solid. And I'm going to give a little button nose. So maybe just 1 pixel of this. That she starts looking like Rudolph if I do that. Maybe the same pink I've been using. Oh, it actually looks really nice. And being a grandma, like there's no way she doesn't have like adornments. How does a rabbit wear adornments? There we go. Because look, the old granny, right? She's retired. She doesn't need to work anymore. And if she doesn't need to work anymore, she's gonna have more time to accessorize and really take care of herself. The way that maybe a lot of us should be doing at our younger ages right now. And you know what? She's ready. She's ready to take out the invaders. Projectile sprites. Oh my gosh. I am starting to lose my patience with this. Quickly, show me the thing. I will make the sprite. I'll move. Wait, 1 sec. Oh, wait. Let me... There you go. I have to go fast. I have to quickly make my sprite. I have a button to get rid of the audio filters, which allows me to... Yeah, it keeps going. Like, okay. Yeah, sure. Yes. Okay. Projectile, up. Yes. Okay, invaders disappear in the player point. Oops, I didn't even see those options. We're invaders. Shoot more frequently. Yes. And then quick. Show me defend projectile explosion. No. I will look at this. I will add, just change color, whatever. She shoots carrot juice at them, and then I go back there. No, I don't care. Send me, show me the thing. Stop sending me back. I don't want to keep going back. I just want to be here. Enough. Okay. Yada. Add entity. Invader projectile. Random invader shoots at... Oh my god. Imagine it just shoots nowhere. And okay, fine. Whatever, yeah, I don't care. Send me back. Let me in. I'm happy to add more things once I've gotten to see if those things are even working. This is unrealistic to game design. Hard game to play if it shoots nowhere. Right now, I've made it shoot behind. It's not even gonna be... It's gonna be unfair for them. Let's see how my character looks. I can make a game in 5 minutes. Yes, I can. Okay, there we go. Invasion. Oh, right. I'm still spawning inside them. Haha. Oh, do I crash against a wall and die? How did I kill myself from pressing my shoot button? Huh? I'm so confused. Okay, yeah, I'm spawning inside them, which was something funny that I coded before, right? But check this out. Oh, okay, that's why I'm dying. Right. It's because they keep moving left, right? Right. That's why. The funny business that I had of them moving fast means they very quickly exit from the left side of the screen. I see. So if I just spawn from the bottom left instead, I should be able to actually not insta-die. So let's see. Where are we? Where's the bottom left of the screen? Where's my spawn? Spawn? Where's my spawn? Spawn? Where is it? Where's my spawn? Blah. They'll be all at once. Blah. Where do I spawn? Starting at top left. Okay, so now I got the bottom left. And now... Am I going to get to do this? Let me in! Let me in! Let me in! Okay. Oh, whoa. They're really going for it. Ow. Those clicky buttons are blowing up my brain. Ow. Oh, the faster the bullet disappears, the faster I can shoot. Ow. I moved too fast to control myself. Ow. Ow. Not again. She's too long. Grandma, what big projectiles you have. They're really trying their best, but they can't shoot towards me because I've coded the game like a moron. But anyways, I think I have done enough to not have to look at this because yeah, I mean, wonderful. I got to see what a design document looks like. Thanks. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll make the invader projectile sprite. If it makes you happy, I'll do it. I'll change its color. Show me the invader projectile. There we go. Here you go. I'm gonna add like sure, I'll add like some sauce inside it. Water. Nice. Okay, now back to actual pixel art. We have some fan art to make. In the drawing app, choose a reference in the pixel art line art challenge. Complete the drawing, enable pixel perfect lines criterion, and achieve a score of 80% or more. Wonderful. Awesome. Now, find a favorite character to draw fan art of. References. Let's see what we're drawing. We are going to draw. Open here. Okay. A Walt Disney comic drawn by UB Iwerks. I don't want to draw Mickey Mouse. I don't want to draw Mario. Sonic, you know, maybe Zaxxon. What? Heck yeah. Oh, look at him. He's so happy. Hey, look, the shape language. Is there a circle nose, a circle eyes, a circle eye, a circle face, a circle hair, very circle hands, very circle hands, very circle shoes. And then he's got a little bit of a wild side to him with a triangle going on in his hair. So you can tell he's a friendly guy who's very free. Like the good old days. I see like the good old days, and I'm thinking of just the aren't kids these days. We don't get games as good as Rayman anymore. Though man, Rayman was so good. I am that old person. There's a lot of JRPGs. Like I like a lot of modern JRPGs a lot, but there was a time where they just felt like they controlled the market entirely, and that was really good because back in those days you could really like they had a lot of prominence, which they don't have as much anymore because now, yeah, Rayman is, it's honestly a work of art. So good. I love how a lot of these games actually like pioneered the idea of just games being about getting at the kind of feel that you want, right? Just running around like a main. Oh my gosh. Ash. You can't make Rayman anymore because it was already made in 1995. Now, if you make it now, it would be plagiarism, which is a crime, and we don't do crimes here. That's silly. That's classic Ash. uh, oh my god, it looks so nice with that 1 pixel. Who'd have thought that making these cute little pixel eyes? I want to make it like this. Hopefully the game won't get upset at me for having my own design decisions there. And yeah, it makes me sad that like a lot of the current atmosphere for games is surrounded by a lot of competitive games, and that it's kind of, there's like a soft divider between players who play comfort games and players who play competitive games, and also the players who play games with like story that aren't made by major AAA studios. And that makes me sad because there's so much information to be shared between people and there's so much variety to be experienced. But I guess the video game grind set cultures really hurt that a bit. Yeah, like almost exclusively indie games are ones that you can like find really cool ideas, really cool vibes, and just stuff, the kind of messages I want to see in games being shown. I have created a creature of horror. Look at his mouth. Oh dear, that's I think I'll give him his face back. I don't think you can have your mouth, man. You can have your mouth. I'm not gonna take away your mouth. I can't do that. Oh boy, poor guy. Oh gosh. Neither did I. Neither did I. Oh no, neither did I. But haha, classic comedy. Like and subscribe. Oh, I'm making myself cringe. Help. Oh no, what am I saying? What am I doing? I should be boiled for that. You see, sometimes violence is okay. Only if it's against a streamer. Though, for the people in the back, there's not like, what do you call it? Validation for self-deprecation. This is a joke. If anybody uses this to justify their own self-deprecation, I will personally beat you up. With like a pillow or something, because I don't want to hurt you, but like, bad. Don't self-deprecate. And if any of you self-deprecate right now on the stream, or even as lurking, I will also beat you with a pillow, because bad. Exactly. Love yourself or I'll beat you. These hands are made to spread positivity. And make horror faces on Rayman. By mistake. Poor Rayman. I'm sorry for giving you a horror face. Pet pet. I'm gonna say mean things about myself because that's the example FrostVT __ set for me. No, don't, Matt. You should say positive things about yourself. Good things, not negative. Matt, it is, you are capable of so much. You can do a lot. You are all powerful. You can do great humor, great jokes, and you will not beat yourself up. Good. And don't worry, look, you can blame FrostVT because FrostVT __ is is blamable, but you should not blame yourself. I mean, you should if you do something wrong. We are also talking. We also a huge taking accountability is good believer here. But you know what? Don't self-deprecate, but also take accountability for your failures, because failures are not the end of the world. You're always capable of growth when you fail, because if you handle the fail correctly. Why does everything have nuance to it? Why? Darn information. Why must it have information in it? Opens box of information. Darn it, they put information in this. Oh yeah. I'm actually, you know what? I should good idea. I'm going to add that to my little list of toggles that I have planned. Let's see. Toggles and blue screen brain crash / rotating wait load thingy. Aha! Thank you. I have now ingested your idea. Is now my idea. This is how we bait the AI takeover. We use nuance. No! Man, I will always keep yapping about just how much it frustrates me what the rich people are doing with AI and how it's become such a thing. DVD screensaver that bounces around the screen. Huh? Oh gosh. I don't think I'm gonna torture my viewers, poor things, looking at that DVD bouncy thingy going over and over and over, and the moment it's almost there, the moment they can finally be at peace, it resets back to the center. Just always avoiding comfort. The torture device. Use this to set every to set every millennial aflame. Oh, there's one more thing I can do. If you're a zillennial, there's something I can do. If you're a zillennial, there's something I can do to immediately set your mind aflame. Check this. This is the Zillennial torture test. If this means nothing to you, then you are safe. I'm sorry, Ash. I'm sorry, Neater. It's the pattern recognition test. The moment you see it, you know it's the curse of knowing it. It's like the game. So millennials used to have the game, right? And I don't really have to say anything past just mentioning it if you know the game. And Zillennials, they have the wholesome pattern wholesome pattern recognition. It has been a while, it really. Yeah, it has been. No! I'm sorry. That's the fun part of the little year range of being able to experience all of that fun stuff. you know, okay, wait. I'll give you a pattern recognition that you might like. Since you guys know those, there is one character that I will always love. So I don't have the green color, but maybe I can do this. Okay. I hope I'm able to do justice to this character's design. Oh no, I need a lot more space for that. Maybe I'll give him a 4x4 head. No, I need a 5x5 head to make it work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 6x6? Oh gosh, without colors I can't do 5x5 here. One moment, this is gonna be a bit 1, 2, 3. You know what? I won't give him a face. Hopefully I'm able to present him in a way that works. I'm going to make this bigger so that I can add the spokes of the wheel. Oh my gosh, I can't make spokes of the... Oh wait, follow alert. Hello Nico. Oh my god. Hello Nico. How you doing? It's great to have you here. I was actually thinking of messaging you about that I'm going to be streaming, but then I thought that would be very, I don't know, like grifty. And I was like, I don't wanna be a weird grifter. So I was like, I'm excited to tell them that I'm streaming, but I don't wanna, like, you know, just like be annoying. So then I decided not to. I was thinking of that like before I started stream. And then I was like, it'd be really cool to just like, you know, get to connect more with people who are in the... Oh yeah, so guys, if you guys don't know, Nico is... Wait, how do I do this? Slash shout out. Nico, there. Yeah, so Nico is a fellow science communication streamer, and she is a science writer, and she does it, I think, in like the medicine field, and it's really cool. And she has YouTube videos and like shorts and stuff, and they're really cool. And she's pretty active on her Discord server, which I find really cool. And she's also going to be one of the people who I'm working alongside in this one survey that we're doing for VTubers alongside Rico Siempere. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but so Nico's pretty cool, and I wanted to say hi, but I didn't say hi, and now that she's here, I'm saying hi. So yeah, hi, Nico. Just to let you, since you just tuned in, just to let you know what I'm up to here. I am, let's see, I'm an educational STEM scientist streamer thing, and I'm kind of published in the comp sci field, but I've worked alongside a lot of my friends who are published in other fields, and my goal is to, as you can also see below in the about and the Learner's Manifesto and all that jazz, my goal is kind of to try and remove a lot of the stigma on learning, stigma on intellectualism, the stigma on research, and good research, not just like, you know, just like a lot of like AI slop type stuff coming out. I'm talking about research that uses best practices and is very structured in a way where you don't just like research, how do I put this, research that is reusable, valuable, doesn't yap too much, and focuses on actually communicating the information, which is kind of which is basically what you do, but I'm trying to do it for every field, and I have no knowledge of how to do it. And even though I would love to see the stuff that you've made, I'm sure it must be very doxing because it's research, right? That usually has your full name in it. So, but yeah, I'm trying to essentially do that, to try and make it easier for the general public to be able to science write and to science read and to treat the world through the lens of reproducible scientific approach. And what we've done so far is in my previous streams, we actually went over research papers for pedagogy and andragogy, which are essentially the science of learning and teaching, right? And from that, I'm trying to utilize the concepts that I've learned to try and teach myself pixel art. And It's been going pretty good so far. This is my 4th day doing pixel art ever. Ooh. Nico. Let me show you something. So. The best thing I've made so far is this. So, hey, Nico, are you looking? I'm going to show you something. If you are. So, send one message and then I'm going to show you the starting soon screen, which will mute me. So, okay, I won't be able to speak during this, but I'm trying to make my, like, what do you call it? My backstory, right? And I'm trying to show it in my starting screen. So here's chapter 1 of 5 because I have not done the rest yet. So check this out. Yes. Yeah, eventually I'm gonna have all 5 chapters there, jumping from what do you call it? Going from this first chapter of showing the creature to showing the adventures who are affected by the creature to showing the creature getting sealed in the time machine, and that time machine eventually that time machine being thrown into a portal loop, that ending at some point leading to just a broken hunk of metal, and chapter 5 is going to be that broken hunk of metal changing into what you see here on the screen right now as a PNG tuber. Because the idea behind my character is that in going through that like portal blender of sorts, my character goes from being this eldritch devourer like horror to just a complete blank slate, being reborn within skin that isn't even its own, a machine. And it's like a destroyed time machine, right? So it's got like a broken monitor in like its stomach or something, and it pulls that monitor up to have a face to emote. It shaves the very metal on its skin in order to produce arms that can feel, that can touch, that can express. It picks up a tattered lab coat from the floor, drapes it on, only for the like darkness to kind of invert the lab coat to turn it into this like torn, almost cloak looking thing. It warps around its very metal metal skin of sorts. And oh, absolutely. I'll message it to you, and I'm so excited to like show it to you, especially because you have your art. If you like share some of your emotes in chat to show everybody else, but your emotes are some of my favorite that I've seen on Twitch. They're so expressive and fun to look at, especially the derp one. Like I laugh in real life every time I see that one. Like it's so perfect, and I really like those emotes. And so like you actually fall within some of my artistic inspirations. So I'm excited to show you anything that I make. Oh hey, I did I get my lines right in one go? Why is the evaluation happy with me? Where's my scores? Huh? Wait, maybe I have to hit the behind them? Why is it happy with me? Huh? Okay, let's see. Even lines. Maybe I can nitpick to find some stuff to improve. Smooth curves. Alright. Yeah, I'm so glad you managed to drop by. That was so nice it's so nice to have you here. Have fun with your chores. Yeah, That's awesome. I hope the chores go pretty well. Thank you for dropping by. Um, I'm excited to drop by on your stream when you finally get to it now that your headphones are fixed. Have a great rest of your day, Nico. Okay, I need to find out why this, let's see, consistent line width. Let's see, so line width can be improved anywhere. I think this is, let's see, 2, 5, 1. Maybe I can just like do this. Let's try this. It's time for bed. Alright, Neater, have a great night. And I'm so glad you guys dropped by. It was very fun to chat. Even though I yapped a lot, right? It's always really nice to have people to yap to, and you guys were really fun to talk to as well. Thanks, Ash. Have a great night, you too. It's so nice to have you guys over. Oh, I'm glad you think my yapping is nice. It's nice to yap as well. Catch you later, guys. Have a wonderful night. And I am going to find out how to improve these pixel perfect lines. See you later. Oh, and I see the Eris emotes. Wonderful. So these things that I'm dealing with right now, pixel perfect lines, they're relating to how like you don't need that extra dot over there to make this curve, right? And there's a lot of those. Like over here, I think there's one up there. Ooh, there's a bunch over here. But is this, let's see, is this fine or not? Actually looks better when I remove these doubles that I had there. Oh man, I really like Layer Cake. So if any of you have played Persona, right? Layer Cake is the track for this one like very serious looking guy in Persona 5, right? But he's honestly such a sweetheart. I really like those characters who are like, I'm not even talking like, you know, try to look edgy but are actually inherently nice type thing. I'm talking about they're not even like trying. This is genuinely nice. You just kind of, from your perspective of not knowing them well, end up thinking they're edgy. Those characters are like something that I really like seeing, because it's so like, it's so funny to see this guy go from like always be the same and yet go from being like this guy who looks like he's a member of some gang to all of a sudden just being a goofy guy saying that gun'll freeze the enemy's cold. Get it? Freeze, because you're trying to catch them. And like, that's terrible, but that's so funny. Because he's trying to be that funny. That's funny to me. 3 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 3 2 2. Maybe if I remove this and remove this and maybe I make this more. Is that better? It's perfect, but how even is it? Maybe I actually don't make it like this. Maybe I do this instead. I make it 2s over here. Wait, let's make it vertical 2s. Ooh. And that actually worked out really well. What if I do the same thing at another point where I try to make this like, let's see, what do I do? Right. I want to make this like go from 333 and then I start doing this 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2. And how does that look? That looks a lot cleaner to me. I really like that. That's so nice. Even diagonals. Maybe I can improve some more of them. I want smooth curves. I want more smooth curves. Let's see where I can fix those. Over here, we have an inflection point, right? So it's starting to go down. And over here, this curve is a little flat. So let's try unflattening this curve over here. So maybe this makes it a little cleaner. No, that doesn't feel right to me. Maybe I make his curve a little fatter on purpose to make it feel nicer. No, I don't like that. So maybe I give it some more control over here, and that feels a bit nicer to me. Let's see, what are we doing? Segment lengths even. That doesn't feel nice to me. His mouth should not have this. Now, his eye can be softer. And to make his eye softer, I can do this. Maybe people like some kind of symmetry, right? So what if these are 3 pixels? What if I give him 3 pixels here? And I close this. People like symmetry. There's 4 here. And so what if I have 4 here? And then maybe I spice it up a bit. Add 1 here, add 1 here. No. I close his eye over there. Maybe. Okay. This eye is a square with these little rounded edges. I like this rounding, and it actually aligns this eye as well. And that looks so good to me. I like that. Consistent line width. We don't care about that. Smooth curves. Let's smooth out our curves a bit. Let's see how we can smooth out our curves. We have this being shown. Maybe we do this. Okay, so this is 1 3 2, right? But why do we have 1 3 2 when we can have 2 2 2? Check that out. What do you feel about that? Curve smoother? It likes my smoother curve. Wonderful. And over here we have this thing curving around. What is this? This is his shirt. It feels like it should be uneven over here, because it's like having a sharp curve over here, so I'm not going to change that. Whereas over here, he has his hand, he has his thumb over here. but there's no reason for his thumb over here to be like not be given its full amount of presence. So I'm going to make it a smoother curve there. Over here we have uneven lines, 272, but you know what, that is fine, that's his thumb. Maybe though I can do something. No, I should not. I want it to stay straight. We have the back of his shoe over here, which doesn't seem to be like doing too well, I think. Let's see. How's this? I think it adds some more texture to it, but I'm not sure. Let's see. His shoe, again, I feel it's like 3, 2, 2. It's going down and it goes up, and it does go down and up, and I don't think it goes down any smoother. This is sharply turning. Doesn't need to be so sharp, I think. Maybe. Let's see. What does it look like if I unsharpen it a bit? No, that just makes it look like high heels. So maybe I do this. That is not nice. This is looking a wee bit better, but it gives him this like weird ridged point at the corner. Is that fine? What does this think about it? Yeah, neither do I. Like, I see how it looks a bit odd. So what about this? This is still kind of wedgy. This likes it though, but I don't know how I feel about it. Why does this look odd to me? Maybe we have something we can work with here. So I'm gonna remove this, and I'm going to change the shape around. So this is a lot bolder in one way, and it doesn't really look all that great to me. It deals with the long shape, but I don't like it too much. It needs a bit of imperfection to it. So what if in order to get this funky line, what we do is 2 over here, 2 over here, and then 2 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, no. We do 1, 1, 2 over here, and at this point we can make it maybe a pure diagonal. So let's try this. It feels like it needs more of a curve to it. And now we've returned to a sort of shoe shape that is more wedged. And I'm going to set the music. We are going to play soundtrack for Balam Garden. Actually, Chrono Cross. Nice. And now with that, I'm going to continue. Let's see. I like this shape. It's very circular. This guy likes his circular shapes. So over here there's a circle, which is fine. And then this doesn't have quite the squiddy appearance that does. Because this one, it tends upwards and then it just kind of gets shut down really hard by this sharp corner. But this overall shoe goes pew, and we like that circle, but I want this to be able to shape itself into a circle too. And for that, maybe I mess with this art a bit. Maybe I make it like way more. Maybe I break the box. Something like that, maybe. That makes it the way I want. So what if I do something here? What if I grab these and shift them all one tile to the left? And when I do that, then I can change this back in and I can have this one close over here and then maybe even be a little lower in terms of its expression. And now we have something that is I think I ended up recreating like what I was working on, but yeah, sure, I'm fine with this, honestly. His hair, what can we do about his hair? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I like it. I'm honestly pretty happy with maybe his outer eye shape over here. How is that? Yeah, I think this is good. I think it's a pretty good drawing. I'd really like to color it though. Ooh, open your pinball. Oh no, gambling. No way we have gambling in this game now. Where's the pinball machine? Huh? Create your own artworks in the drawing app. Features very bare bones and isn't meant to replace dedicated drawing software. Further explore PixelArt evaluation. Note the evaluation itself is very experimental and only works on lines for now. Of course. More elements of art during early access. He once said, things can't be taught, they must be experienced. Yeah. I think we've gotten every quote so far. But let's see, where are we? What is this pinball machine they speak of? Artworks. Is there anything in music? We have lots of nice tracks here, but let's see. Is it in the Pixel Tosh? Pinball creation kit. Oh no. Okay, let's see. Demo machines. Moonshot. 3 balls per play. Plunger turn. Ooh. Space and down arrow. Oh, okay, I see. They don't like me shooting too hard. So let's try this again. One more time. Oh. I don't know why I did that. I guess they said shoot for the moon and I really shot for it, huh? Is there no plunger? Am I silly? Huh. Oh well. I am not too motivated to try that. Open your pinball machine. Create your own pinball machine. Okay, I'll do it. I'll play along. My pinball machine. It has nothing in it, does it? No. Okay. Wait, I think that bugged out. It should be going to my pinball creation kit. Oh, right. I need to have actually drawn them out first in this case. Pinball. I have ball. The ball, you know, it's fine looking like that, whatever. So is the plunger. Pinball creation kit. That has to be buggy. The ball's like so far off. Is the like okay, do I need to force draw it if I want to progress in that? So let's just like make a color on it or something. Let's make this like slightly not that color. And then I'm going to go here and I'm gonna pick the other one and I'm going to make it slightly different. Oh, okay, I see. They are adding other colors onto that. New article unlocked. New article. Pinball machine, celebrating the art and legacy of pinball. Parts and details. Gobble holes, bumpers, gates. Whoa, that is stuff. Sphere shape, even existence, finding ways of shooting balls through hoops under the holes. Blah blah blah. America, European solitaire. It's wait. Tabletop game Bagatelle. I see. Interesting. That's like pool pinball. Okay. Very interesting. Change the playfield, yes. There's a lot of friction jumping between all these things. I'm getting tired. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a little bit of detailing, right? Oop, oop. That I was not supposed to exit that. I gave it. That's not detailing. That's graffiti at where I left it at. And we don't do that. We like to keep it very, very legal and safe and good here, right? We wouldn't do graffiti, right? And so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this here, and you see, sometimes just a very minor detail can really like improve the experience for everyone. Now, I personally am a huge fan of getting this kind of like, ooh, that's supposed to be black. I'm personally a huge fan of simple but effective textured coloring, and the way I see this is essentially simple but effective textured coloring, where it feels like the shape has more depth to it just because I've outlined it in one side with this color, and that looks really nice to me. So now all I have to do is I give it a cap over here, and now I can just infer the shape around it, right? And the fact that I can see this 2D picture in 3D because of this, like, this kind of coloration makes me very happy. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just make like the lamest pinball you've ever seen. With just this and maybe like a bumper or something. Sure, why not? Whatever. With just that, I'm going to go to test this. I'm going to go to test that pinball. So I'm going to open my pinball creation kit. And I'm going to make this. How do I like do that? Like what, how do I, what, huh? Oh wait, I can use the options over there, like the edit and view ones. View, 2D, 3D, 3D. Whoa, what the? That is so cool. And over here we have our pinball creation kit, where I can probably go to can I select something? No, can't I? Play, reset, test, edit. I am confused. Maybe I just have to close everything and then open the pinball creation kit and then go here. And is this still a work in progress? Ooh, that is so cool. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. And okay, the way I see it, I think we're overview of release changes, fundamentals. Oh, let me see what my progress looks like right now. It appears I have crashed the game. That sounds like a good time as any to close that game. Okay, so where are we right now? We have since we have finished the game earlier than I was expecting to, right? I'm going to do one thing. We are going to learn Asprite, and as such, I'm going to be making a new node here. Okay, there is one node. Let's see. The games. Right. That's supposed to be one line, so I'm gonna do that. Q O L 8. Jumping. From what type of game was that? Invader design doc to art and back is jarring. With the amount of friction experienced. Now, our goal in all of this was to produce consistent strategies we can use, and looking back at our goal, we want to fill this after the game, right? And if we are going to fill this after the game, well, it seems we have finished the game now. So let's see what we're doing here. I'm gonna make a new one because I don't want to erase the older one. That shows kind of where I've started and where I've come to. So 1, what do we want? We want clean pixel art. That's what I'm thinking. Clean pixel art. What is that? So in order to create clean pixel art, right, we need to further define what clean is. What this means is we need to so what we do is find inspiration so one is for backgrounds. The other is characters, because I seem to like both of them about equally right now. So you know what? I'm gonna take my interest in them and see how far it goes. At what point am I willing to accept their design quality? And then knowing those, right? And once I've found the inspiration, once I've found the stuff that I want, and you know, just like document it or collect it. So document. So I can maybe ask a professional pixel artist to show me their document for easy reference. And so maybe I'm going to ask some pixel artists that I know for showing me how they keep their inspiration, the references, and how they refer to them quickly, and how they've ended up organizing them out of their like their experience with pixel art. So how to organize, right? Because it's important if you're storing references, right? We want to have a structured approach so that we don't end up having to spend hours upon hours refactoring. And second, okay, I want clean pixel art, right? But also learn. I have a style I want to go for, which I've gotten really interested in. So learn 2.5D pixel art. How does that work? I really like the example they showed within the game of the broken lines being used for 2.5D pixel art. It might be complicated, but who knows? It might be. If I'm inspired by it, then why not, you know? And 3, our routine. We need to know. That's part of it, actually. So let me just move this back into this, and I'll grab it. Here's our grab button. And I'll grab it by pressing this. Oops. Grabbing all of this, moving it to the right. And I'm going to put this down here, and I'm going to put in number 2. Okay, if I want to do these, right? Like I clearly have some kind of goals now. I want to do that. So how do you become good at anything, right? Rhetoric question. It's practice. You just gotta practice to get good at stuff. And now the word practice sounds funny, but we have actually defined it. So what do we do to get good at pixel art? What we do is, one moment, let me get that D in, and we're gonna see, let's see this. So, oh, I'm very glad I was able to entertain you with my yapping and my whole process. And you know what? I'm starting to wind down as well, so I'll be heading out soon as well. It was a great time to have you around, Nighty. Thank you for showing up. It's always great to have people to talk to. Catch you later. Have a great day. So what we do is we want clean pixel art. We want to find inspiration, and we want to learn 2.5D pixel art. So we have short-term goals and long-term goals. So we are going to set some short-term goals. So short-term, goal 1, we want to learn adequate tool usage. So adequate tool usage, which means separate docs. That's number 1. Number 2 is we need to give ourselves a reason to do pixel art, right? So reason. Now that's a long-term goal. We always we have to keep generating reasons. So we need adequate tool usage. We want oops. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. We want adequate reference database. And we want, adequate is kind of implied, so I'm just gonna grab those and pull them back, because of course we're not gonna master them, but we can understand to a degree. So which means that's some learning we gotta do. And let's see, we gotta what do we do? Yeah, those are short term, I suppose. Just have the bare minimum like set up to actually do our long term goals. So our long term is to one, have something in our routine, something that we might not enjoy too much. I mean, it's not boring, but it's not necessarily something to enjoy. And that is going to be, it can be something to enjoy, but you know what I mean. It's something that's supposed to be something you do even when you're feeling unmotivated, something you do as a matter of discipline rather than fun. So that's going to be 2 things. It's going to be wizard let me make that daily wizard. So daily. And maybe I can study pixel art of a day the way that my mentor does. So maybe I can do something like, yeah, that's a good thing to do. So how much time do I give myself for this? 10 minutes. Pixel art. Pics of the day. That means I'm going to need to follow a bunch of pixel artists so I can actually run into their work naturally, which means I need to work on my social media, but I think that I'll be fine. I feel like I naturally run into so much that I don't need to change anything for that. And if I don't, we'll figure it out. We'll add it to the do's. So with a routine, we should have something strong. So, but besides routine, you always need something to keep yourself motivated, something to want to improve. And so, we need something that is what I would call motivators. So, motivators. So this, if you ever feel miserable during a routine, right? And you're like, man, what am I doing this for? That's what the motivators are here for. You are going to have one. I'm going to have PNG 1.0 or maybe 1.0. Yeah, sure. PNG 1.0. We are going to have, let's see. So besides PNG 1.0, we are going to have our, what is that? Yeah, we are going to have our start and end, start, break, end screens. Oh, imagine this. Okay, get this. This is gonna be so cool. We make what is that called? Diagrams? Not diagrams, maybe figures. For research. So Nico, who was here earlier, right? She actually showed me how she was able to get some really adorable cartoons drawn in a, I don't know whether it was her or some reference she was looking at, but some really adorable cartoons drawn in some research paper she was working on or that she saw. And I love that idea. I want to do that with pixel art. And what else? What else am I looking for as motivators? Okay. So I can be motivated for like by doing things that make the people around me happy. So actually no, before I even get into that, I'm going to add YouTube vid assets. Aha. and then VTuber assets. And the last thing, cute things for my friends. Oh, right. No. It's not just those two things I need to learn. I need to learn one more thing. Learn oh my lord. Do I need to like zoom in for that? Oh my. Learn Wait a moment. Is this fixed width? Maybe fountain will serve my purpose better here. So let's pull this down in size and then learn. Wonderful. Learn pixel art animation. Which means learning animation fundamentals as a whole. So I guess that's one of our things. So we need to learn how to animate. Learn animation. So let's see. I haven't yet decided what my next project is going to be, but we are going to we're going to be taking next week off so that I can finish my curated content and work on my research papers, because I really want you guys to be able to, well, get to where you want in terms of finding stuff out and learning from the stuff that I've learned. So it'll be some time till we meet again, but you'll see me on YouTube in terms of when I make the thing. So what we are going to do is we are going to change the scene to change to ending screen. So I'm going to change my scene to ending screen while I look for someone to raid. And so I'm so happy to have spent this time with you guys, but as all things, I must rest. And so I am going to change my scene to ending.